These 4 steps is how you help the majority of people find success. Those 4 steps, very simple. Not simple for me, it's a lot of work for me, but the approach is really simplistic. All right. All right. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. This following Newsbeat Show has been brought to you by T3 Live. There's a link in the description to join our open house, in which you have one more day. We're going to take live member emails. We actually do this 5 days a week. We do videos 7 days a week. But I decided to share them with you today because, heck, why not? Why not? Why not? All right. Let's see what you players have for me today. Mark, I previously told you about my decision to switch from prop trading to trading options in a small cash account. I will probably be starting with about 2 or 3,000. Any thoughts on whether this is a decent amount? Seems decent to me. I mean, granted, more the merrier. I can't legally tell you how much, of course. I also want to get your feedback on whether I should go with Schwab or Fidelity. Fidelity. I know you cannot legally tell me what to do. That's correct. Just looking for feedback. You got it. I'll be temporarily canceling my Newsfeed subscription until October or January. Thanks for everything. Down but never out. There you go. Enjoy. Next email. I don't know what Newsfeed subscription you have, but okay. First off, I appreciate this open house and the positive psychological influence you stress upon traders. So I know on paper, I get down some money on the day. I just need to take a break and breathe and wait for the perfect setup. In my actions, I'm down X dollars, and it is more than my comfort zone level for whatever reason, because people can't sit there and weather losses infinitely. People cannot comfortably weather losses on and on and on. That's when insecurity, that's when insecure me wants to go full tilt and double the account on a shit setup to lose it all. Common. That's why, as I say, the keys to success do include mentoring in psychology. Mentoring in psychology. You have to give me a chance to resonate with you. Bottom line. Again, on paper, I just need to stop, clear my head, and wait. But what have you seen that helps people with this flaw? Cheers. A brilliant email. Time. Time. You know what's funny? What traders believe out there? You believe that whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, yes, we do have a member who is 90. You believe, you believe that you can go on your entire life doing the wrong things, hurting yourself, hurting your psychology, your upbringing. Maybe it wasn't your fault. Maybe it was the way your parents raised you. If you had parents, God bless you. Maybe it was your environment. Maybe you've experienced traumatic incidences in your life, God forbid. All these things in your life, I just need a little bit of time with you. How long? 3 months. You give me 3 months of me mentoring you and dropping psychological gems all over your face. Be just like, oh, I love this. Just like that. And I'll change your life forever. That's the answer. That's that's the real answer. And I want to emphasize that because I really know what the bullshit answer is. I really know what the lie is. We all know what the lie is. You want to know what the lie is? Here. Let me give you the F off answer that Wall Street loves to give when you say that. What you need to do here, Missy Miss, is you need, sir, you need to Follow this, take this educational program, write yourself out a game plan. Respect and obey your stop so there's no emotion. Place your stop, place your target, place your entry, and sit back and you don't touch it until one of those things happen and you remain disciplined every time. And if you break that, it's because you're bad. You don't have the discipline. You screwed up. You're not worthy of being in this game. You're going to fail just like everybody in your life told you you would. Does that sound familiar? Or we could be honest. Or we can be honest. And the honesty is that nobody really ever gave a shit about you. And if they did give a shit about you, they didn't know how to help you. My 2-year-old gives a shit about me. He's not going to teach me how to trade well. You need somebody who not only gives a shit about you, but actually knows how to transform your psychology. That's what you need. And that's what everybody needs. And you're going to run into things in life in which you cannot predict. And you're going to need somebody for you at that time when life and shit hits the fan. Because you never know what's going to happen. The last major case is a woman in the room who's obviously consistently profitable because she's a woman, but a woman in the room who's taking care of her brain damaged autistic brother, who you see here, her brain damaged autistic brother, and didn't have the right psychological mindset to trade because when the lovely state of California decided to go in emergency lockdown mode, they literally started cutting the services that this man on your screen needed to get through his days. So he's on his last leg. He's in the final stages of Parkinson. I don't have to say, God forbid, what happens next. You could go read about it if you'd like. And this woman needed help. And all the psychology I could have given her at this point wouldn't have helped her. What was I to tell her? Ignore your brother and let him rot? Was that going to be my answer? Was that going to be my answer to her? Because you don't know what can happen in your life. Being a Newsbeat Live member is an insurance policy as well. You don't realize it. You have an insurance policy because things are going good. You're making money, and then all of a sudden you run into a snag and it becomes hard. Successful traders in this room right now run into this. That is a common thing. Who's going to be there for you to try to lift you out of the quagmire, lift you out of the swamp, lift you out of the shit pen in which rose up around you without it being your fault whatsoever? Who's going to do that for you? Your game plan is going to do that for you? Your strategies that no longer work for you? That's who's going to help you? Time is what I need to help this. That's the most honest answer. Time. There's not 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 sentences in which I could lay upon you because I know exactly who you are. Almost every trader has this issue. You're not even unique, which is a good thing. As an individual, you are. In terms of your problem, you are not unique with this problem. How many traders are down money in their account? They just want to double in and load in and make all their money back right away. Shit. I think I felt like that most of my trading life. Oh my goodness. So what's the solution, Mark? What have you seen helps people with these flaws? You want to know what really, but like really, really, really helps people with these flaws? Here. You see that little blue box right here? That's what helps people with these flaws. That's the answer. I know, it's a blanket statement. I'm going to have to spend months helping you potentially. And I not only will do that for you, I want to do that for you. Because when I pull you out of this shithole and I give you confidence and I show you that you could do this shit, and when you get to that point in the future where you're confident enough in what you're doing and you're happy in your life, you're going to help other people just like you, is what you're going to do. You're going to help other people around you. You might not know it yet, but I am telling you because I've seen it enough times. You're going to come out and you're going to make somebody else's life who's going through the same shit you are right now better because you're going to be able to experience what it is to grow from that. Even if I were to snap my fingers like right now, oh, you have a problem? Snap, you're good. That wouldn't help you grow. Going through the process is going to let you not only be a stronger person, a better person, but also you're going to be able to help others climb out of the same pit in which you have. My answer for you, time is what I need. Time. Next email. Mark, I just had my best day ever. Made a total of $1.66 on Apple, including $1.20 on the big move, which I held because of your mentioning of the 177.12 level. Held until 140, I think 147.12 is what you meant. Held till 147.79. In terms of points, not money. I'm trading very small. All right, so you made that many points, $1.66 per share, $1.20 per share on Apple. Thanks again. You're welcome. I'm glad you had your best day. You're trading in a very difficult market right now. A lot of people take slower steps than others. Some people move quicker, some people move slower. It's just humanity. We're all different. You might have been created equal in the person's mind upstairs and in the person's eyes upstairs, but you're all different with all your strengths and weaknesses. Dear Mark, thank you for creating a trading room through T3 that helps traders from all walks of life. T3 does make traders and people's lives better. I feel blessed to be in a positive environment. I have grown from being the overnight options trader with high anxiety in a losing position, the type that checks everywhere on the internet after hours for positive news or negative news, depending on a call or put. I had to unlearn or ignore what I've been taught from complex options or technical analysis courses. I ended up being confused, still not knowing how to trade. It wasn't until I joined the room and followed along, learning from you and others on how to place a trade and keeping it simple. I believe that this room has kept me from being disciplined by not taking trades that are not set up properly. I have prevented my account from blowing out following along carefully, just trading the first 30 minutes to an hour. It has been so this dude's only trading 30 to 60 minutes. It has been tough market conditions for me to trade in, especially for an under PDT account. Option scalper like myself, I have felt moments of depression, feeling like my growth is limited when I see setups for common stock plays. My self discipline has slipped in the past months, and I've allowed poor food and alcohol choices back in my life. At first, it seemed like no big deal. I got control of this. Then it became from having one or two drinks to splitting a 12 pack or popping open a second bottle of wine every night with my wife. I stopped waking up at 5 a.m. to exercise because of feeling hungover. I became lazy logging into the room at 6 a.m. with the phone app as I'm rolling out of bed in a fog. I've talked with my wife how I have gone off track and we need to get back to our healthier choices. She is on board and supportive of me for it. And that's what's called a keeper. Her request was to seek out someone to talk to because I've had issues with alcohol in the past. I want to say it here that I am putting myself on the spot to not have alcohol throughout the week. I woke up the last couple of mornings feeling rested and walked on the treadmill for half an hour before the market opened. It does make a huge difference with what we do to our body day by day. Amen. I preach it and I teach it. I preach it and I teach it. The difference in mental clarity is obvious to me. It's a matter of me remaining disciplined. That's why I felt the need to open up that I have fallen and I'm getting back up. Better than I've fallen and I can't back up. That's Steve Urkel. This is you. Calling myself out to not have any alcohol throughout the week. I have plateaued, but I think it is a combination of market conditions and my past choices. I'm holding on. I've learned to sit on my hands and not force any trades to happen in this current environment. Thank you so much for the helpful conviction tweets. I think of it as a weather report for the Open. I like that analogy. I'm still green for the year and had a green trade today, just taking small scalps and chucking it quickly. Well, thanks to learning from you in the room. Thank you for all the examples of what's possible. So, this is a person who's still growing from personal choices, slipped back into the darkness. And look, I mean, literally, in what is this, a year? What is this, a 1 year? Yeah, so in 1 year, um, I'm not sure if you took out some money here and there, whatever, but you pretty much doubled your account. I mean, you're up 90, you pretty much doubled your account approximately in about a year, right? And it's not, for example, you're not looking at it and saying you're a multimillionaire yet, but it shows you the smooth equity curve. It shows you the growth. And it's funny that you sort of plateaued right here. I could see it. And then right here, you plateaued at the end here when you started doing the alcohol again and whatever. And when you gave those things up, that's when you were having that smooth upside as well. Hasn't been the greatest month so far in July. Most Julys aren't that great, but you're holding on well. You're identifying what you did wrong, and you're willing to move on and change. And that is the key towards success. And I am proud of you for taking that step. I'm proud of you. That's bravery to share your story. I'm proud of you that you got your wife on board. I'm happy for you that your wife supports you wanting to be healthier. You would be shocked how many significant. You don't want to drink with me anymore? You would be surprised how many interesting human beings there are on this planet. Trust me. Mad respect. Love you. Keep up the good work. Mark, to keep this short, really? Really? Like, what makes you think that I want to keep this short? What do you think that, like, you think like I sit here with a stopwatch? You think I'm like sitting here, you know, reading your email with like an actual stopwatch, trying to figure out, how long this email is going to last? Well, anyway, I'm just going to get to your email, people these days. Mark, to keep this short, I was crying to a friend, okay, a toxic ex, but I digress, that I need a way to support myself or at a minimum supplement. He mentioned the open house. He's been part of your family for a long time now. Green Roots effect, baby. And I joined. Firstly, trading aside, your words in positive psychology are applicable to life, not just trading, and I appreciate you sharing that with me this week. Definitely helped uplift me a bit from the Brooklyn rock bottom where I currently am in life. As a fellow Brooklyn, growing up in Starrett City, I'm sure you know the neighborhood or you've heard of it, right across from the big garbage dump on the Bell Parkway. But I can relate, brother. I can relate with that Brooklyn rock bottom. So thank you. You're welcome. I'm a complete newbie. So are most people in video games. I never traded a day in my life and have had minimal market exposure. This week I opened up an account. Still have to figure out how to use it properly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta stop this email. It's been going on a bit too long right now. My apologies. I don't want to be like disrespectful, but the stopwatch don't lie. This week I opened up an account, so I have to figure out how to use it properly. And watched tens of your videos already, and have Googled terminology and phrases I hear, admittedly understanding very little. I believe I'm smart enough to learn and love what you discuss about woman traders. You know what this is, right? This is the W for woman. It's not West Side, it's woman. East Side, women. Just like that. That being said, I'm missing the basics, like the very, very basics and beginnings. Again, never traded. Where and how do you suggest I start slash continue from here? I won't be able to listen to the live for 3 nights, three next 2 nights, three, So I will try to grab it in the recording. Okay. Or feel free to respond. You'll grab it in the recording because that's where the value is. And I can't type out a stopwatch to you, which is, I always keep on standby just in case emails take too long. Lots more to share, but for another time. Yeah, for another time. You've been running out of time. All kidding aside, look. all kidding aside here, um, you will get acclimated to the terminology. It's a very easy thing to get used to and get acclimated to. Um, Look, keep at it. Anything worth it in life is worth going down the right path. Anything in life worth it for success is worth going down the right path. As somebody from Brooklyn, I think you are a woman. Yep, you're a woman, which is a huge advantage in trading. Um, I'll help you with anything I can, and make sure you keep writing me emails and keep asking questions. You don't have to keep it short. You just have to keep it right. Just ask what you need. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to scan your credit card and throw you off to the side. I'm here to scan your credit card and give you a lot more than what you scanned for. Good afternoon, Mark. I just wanted to reach out to get your opinion on my situations. I am 21 years old and I'm going on my last year of college baseball. So as you can imagine, I'm on a pretty tight budget. Still, I was able to get my hands on a pretty decent setup, bargain wired keyboard and mouse, as well as two monitors connected to my laptop. Recently, I transferred all my assets, which isn't much, to just some Apple and Microsoft stock from Robinhood to Charles Schwab's, as well as getting a TC2000 subscription, which, by the way, we're giving you all my layouts and whatever. So this Sunday, come and you're getting everything. You guys are getting so much more than you bargained for. I've been paper trading on that TC2000 account for around a month, and I've been binge watching all of your YouTube content to try and get comfortable with everything. My question to you is, should I liquidate my stocks and use that to start trading real money, or should I wait to get more experience knowledge? Just so we're clear, and I know you're asking me and it's coming from a good place, I cannot legally tell you to buy or sell a security. Um, that is up to you for you to decide. It's also psychologically healthier for you to decide. You don't want anyone else deciding that for you. Um, Experience and knowledge are always a great thing. I mean, your Apple and Microsoft stocks are at all-time highs. I mean, you literally own the two most expensive publicly traded companies on the planet, right? Microsoft should be worth more than Amazon, right? I think it is. It's Microsoft and Apple, right? Two most valuable companies, market cap wise. Anyway, always experience knowledge and paper trading is always a great thing. You're saying you start school in August, but I can see a potential future in trading that can help with my living expenses. I appreciate the help and the open house opportunity. Well, good for you. College baseball is a great thing. It sounds awesome. Enjoy it. I can't legally tell you to sell your stocks and fund an account. Um, that is up for you to decide, but always practicing and learning to garner that confidence is always a good thing, you know? And I'm sure you have a lot of discipline as, a step below a professional athlete, as a college baseball player. But, you're seeing a potential future in trading, and that's a beautiful thing. And you could bring a lot of your skills as a college baseball player into trading, and I want you to know that you have a lot of advantages that I do not have and did not have when I started trading. Okay. It'll be a pleasure serving you and helping you on the right path. First, thank you for opening your doors. I've done martial arts for over a decade, and whenever a sensei opens a school to the public for free, ideally one walks in with humility and exists having learned something. This week has felt similar. Well, thank you for saying that. I've done martial arts for a very long time. Taekwondo when I was younger, which doesn't really teach you anything but how to be flexible. And unfortunately, as you know, the American Taekwondo is not like the South Korean military Taekwondo, which sucks. Like you're not gonna hi-ya and kick somebody like effectively. Like a black belt in Taekwondo is, as scary as a parakeet pecking your finger. It's just like, oh, ow, why'd you do that shit? I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a while. There are martial arts that are obviously more effective than Taekwondo, and I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a number of years, and I appreciate you saying that. To my question, I've been a trader for a decade now. I even traded with T3 in the State Street office around 2012 under someone, though I did not experience much success at T3. It was to come later. However, in 2020 destroyed me mentally. Monetarily, I made 12,000-ish last year. I'm up 5,000-ish this year. I've yet to get my edge back. Bad relationships and the death of a furry friend seem to be the trigger. I'm really sorry about your furry friend. People don't realize that pets are better than people, unless, of course, your girlfriend didn't shave her armpits or something. That's a furry thing. But all joking aside, bad relationships. You're talking to somebody who divorced and remarried. Bad relationships can destroy you. And the death of someone you love like a pet, I think pets are better than most people. Dogs are better than most people I know. Like, you kidding me? You want to prove? Do you guys want me to prove it right now? I'll prove it to you because I know some of you are probably sitting here thinking, no way. Should I prove it to you right now? Should I prove it to you right now that dogs are better than people? Who wants proof right now? I'll prove it to you real quick. I'll prove it to you, and you be the judge. You be the judge. Dogs are better than people. You ready? Yeah, you're saying you had a bad relationship. You're saying you had a bad relationship in this email. This is what I want you to do. Take the person you're in a bad relationship with, lock them in a garage, and lock your dog in the garage, and come back 24 hours later. And when you open the garage, tell me which one of them are happy to see you. I rest my case. Yeah, I mean, bad relationships and the death of a furry friend will definitely trigger those. So I definitely, feel for you, my brother. I definitely feel for you on that one. That's big right there. But I've yet to find the cure. Hmm. Intuitively, part of me feels as if I need to start over to reset. Coincidentally, T3's email about your open house came through around this time. See, this is funny. The one thing I'll disagree about this whole email, and there was nothing coincidental about that. The universe, the world has a way of putting things in front of people so they can survive and get through the hardest situations in life. It was not a coincidence. I think you're saying it sort of half sarcastically because I think you believe exactly the same thing I'm saying to you right now. There was no coincidence about it. There was a reason for it. I'm asking if you believe this is the right room for me. I've enjoyed trading success. I was able to buy my condo in cash, establish an overly sized board game collection. That's hot as F. If you have, I don't know if you're sealed or not, but if you have like old school sealed board games, those things are fire as F, my brother. My goodness. That is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, God. All right, who's ever played Axis and Allies, the board game? That's some hardcore shit. That's some hardcore shit right there. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew. All right, Bob. That's some hardcore shit. Play Axis and Allies. That's how I know you're hardcore. You don't F around. I know some of you are like, I played Risk, Mark. That's cool. Me too, but I'm just saying. Just saying. No, that's good. No, that's really exciting. I'd love to know what kind of games you own. And take significant time off to care for, visit my elderly parents who reside in New York. I'm from originally from Brooklyn, New York. I feel you. Even with all this, I never traded to the capacity I wanted, never broke six figures. It was never about the money, but pushing myself to a higher level of skill, which is exactly what I am trying to do here. I want to maximize my potential, break six figures, and redevelop myself as a trader to get my edge back. How would your room lend itself to me accomplishing these goals? Do you believe that's possible here? Thank you very much for your time and your contribution thus far in my trading career. I had a great week in the room and learned a great deal. Thank you. Um, do I believe it's possible here for you to reinvent and accomplish your goals? I can't legally guarantee you the sun will come out tomorrow. Do I believe it's possible here? With every single ounce of my being, do I believe it's possible here? In an industry where 98% of people fail, this is my badge of honor. This is my badge of honor. I could show boat tons of money. This is my badge of honor. 4 out of 5 people are confident they'll make money tomorrow. No other trading room in the industry will get within 20, 30, 40% of that number, 50% of that number. No real major size trading room will ever get near those numbers because of how we do it and what we do here. So when you're asking me, somebody who's in martial arts, has an awesome video game collection, is a good person because you care for your elderly patients, and was heartbroken over the loss of a furry friend, you are in the right place. And there was nothing coincidental from T3 Live's emails. The timing was perfect. The timing was exactly when you needed to see it. And now to answer in reverse order, how would your room lend itself to me accomplishing these goals? I will give you mentoring for your duration of this room. I will mentor you through these emails similar to what I'm doing now. Because in the next emails you share with me, you're going to tell me about where you're struggling, what trades you're doing, how to grow, diet, products, supplements. We're going to work on your psychology. We're going to work on your strategies. In the entire community as a whole, the most valuable thing here in the Newsbeat Live Room is number 4. We're going to help lift you up, just like we would anyone else. That's how we're going to do it. That's my answer. Can't guarantee. I don't think. See, the funny thing is, the one thing I disagree with, you're saying you want to break six figures. It's not about breaking six figures. It never was. If you do everything right, the money just comes naturally. Nobody really comes in here and tries to have a specific goal. But if you keep doing the right thing over and over, you will naturally get to that next level, wherever that level is. So I agree with you. You do have to reinvent yourself. And yes, I do believe this is the right room for you. Pretty much. Again, when it comes to this room, it really, when it comes to this community, I have a family of people here. I care and love for each one of our members. You know, even the ones who are in the background not talking. I know who you are. I mean, I've dedicated my life to this. This is my life. This is my life. I'm the only person who does what I do in the entire industry. Only. Call me out. Tell me one other service that does this. One. Better yet, show me one other service that gives you half of what we do here. Half the effort. Just show me. Just tell me where. Tell me who. Who? Where? I'll sign up. I'll pay the money. I don't care. You just won't find it. Truth is, you need this room. And I know you do based on what you're telling me in this email. You need us. You need us, period. Thank you for taking care of your parents. It's really nice of you. Interested to learn more about your video game collection. I would like to know, was your most expensive your board games. I'd like to know, what is your most expensive board game that you own? Hey Mark, tough lesson learned today. Today I definitely learned an important lesson. I heard you say at some point in the day you were down and how you didn't care and it wasn't affecting you because my psychology is strong from building it up for so long. I listened, but I didn't really think too much of it until later in the day when I got smoked by Moderna. See, I was down in the day after three pretty good green days for me. I got super lucky with Amazon today as I went in and instantly dropped and I was down, but instead of taking the small loss, I held it for a small profit. That's scary as F. That's scary as F. I know this is a terrible mindset. Amen. That's good. I agree. And it ended up hurting me in the long run. Amen. Exactly. Because now you're going to show how it hurts you. Interesting. Because later in the day, I traded Moderna, and instead of taking the small loss, I held because I had the mindset from Amazon that it did not work out this time. Exactly. You get it. You totally get it. I learned that low paper cuts and small red days are okay. Amen. Just need to tell myself that every day. Question. If you were newer to options and scalping, would you stay away from names like Shop and Amazon? Yes. What was I saying in the morning? Shopify. What was I saying in the morning? So in the pre-market, just for those watching, Shop was the name on my list for a long, and I was saying it's going to break 1587 and it's probably going to blip through 1600. I literally said it in the pre-market this morning. You know what I also said? I have no way of capitalizing on it because I'm not going to buy shares of the thing and I'm not going to buy options. Or later in the day, that some of the options were a little bit tighter, in all fairness, but like in the morning when it shot up, I couldn't even play it. But there's some people who did, and they capitalized. I didn't make any money on Shopify today. You can't trade it. So did it ended up breaking all-time highs and blipping 1600 today, as I predicted in the pre-market? Sure, it did. It went to 1602.57 and broke the all-time high of 1587.74. And even with all that knowledge, zero FOMO, doesn't bother me. The truth is, I forgot all about it until you mentioned it. But would I stay away from Shop and Amazon? Yeah, I would if I was newer to options, personally. I traded Amazon for the first time today, and the way it moves was crazy. Yeah. And the spreads on Shop were nuts too. Shop makes Amazon look easy. They're both psychotic. It's like it's like going out with that psychotic person, and then you meet somebody who's just effing nuts, but they're not as crazy as the other person, so you think they're normal, but they're not, you know? It's almost like, God, I don't even want to use this reference. I won't. I won't use this reference, but like, Melnick caught himself. He was like, on guard, just like, whew, that was a close one. Just dodge that shit right now. Ooh, mental dodge. Look, Issa's like, go for it. Do it, bro. Trust me, you got this shit. Um, yes, Shop makes Amazon look normal, and they're both crazy. If I was newer to option scalping, would I stay away from him? Yes. Yes, I would. In fact, even if you weren't newer to him, I stay away from scalping Shop. The only time I buy Shopify is if there's some huge ass breaking news story, which we did earlier this year. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was pretty big, and I bought it and made money on it. But I generally stay away from it, even when I can predict where it's going, which clearly today I was able to do. Now, some people made money, a lot of people did, I'm sure. I just wasn't one of them, and it didn't bother me whatsoever. So, to answer your question, would I stay away? Can't legally tell you to. Yes, I would. All right. I like this person. Hello, Mark. Here's my current situation. Basic gear, fast MacBook Pro. I am so turned off right now. That's it. I'm moving on. Next email. MacBook Pro? Fast MacBook Pro? I... It's not Eddie. I blocked Eddie from my email list. It can't be Eddie. Yeah, I can. I can't receive Eddie's email. I blocked him as spam, so it automatically goes to my spam folder. So I can't see Eddie's emails anymore. Oh well. I like Eddie. Too bad. All kidding aside, why wouldn't you use a PC? Moving on. You're running 2.8 i7, good, 16 gigs, 1600 megahertz DDR3 RAM, two external fast monitors, and a second MVP 2.4 core. All right, cool. Capital 5 to 10,000. I'm just kidding about the MacBook Pro, and I'm not kidding about the MacBook Pro, just so we're clear. Benno's like Macs are all. I disagree, Melnick. Not buying it, Melnick. Macs are awesome. Would it be best, faster, safer to acquire some swing trading skills? Maybe with Sammy to build up the capital to 30, 40,000, get a trading rig like yours, and then move into your room and get it done. Um, hmm. Or can I skip the swing trading and join your room now? Open to all and any suggestions. That's quite amazing that you think that you could do several styles of trading. Most traders are good at one style of trading. Um, I can't really speak on any other style that you would be good at. Only you could. Only you could. So, I don't really have an answer for you. Can you skip the swing trading and join my room now? Yes. I can't really comment on other services and how you would perform there. The real question is, how do you think you would perform? Or why wouldn't you do both? Why wouldn't you do both? You could always practice swing trading with one share or one option contract, right? And see how you do. And the scalping part is a lot more consistent. Nothing is as consistent as what I do here, period. Besides for all the results you've seen, when you're swing trading, you're taking wild losses, psychological damage. It is honestly, swing trading is just no matter how or whom you do it with, is a huge psychological risk. Some people handle it well, most people don't. By most, in the high 90s don't. Now, people who own 401k, they're not swing trading. You think they are because they're holding positions for a long time, but they're not saying they're looking at their positions every day. They're saying they're with a portfolio, they'll go to work, they'll forget about it, they'll see a statement come in the mail every month, and then they'll look, and it's much different than what you're talking about here. There are people who are signing up for the service with much less than $5,000, I'm sure. So, can you skip it and join here? Yes. Does that mean you should? I don't know. Maybe you should try swing trading. If you think you could build that capital up with swing trading, if that's what you want to do, I would research more into it, but just never underestimate the psychological risk that you'll put yourself at with swing trading in general. We just literally went through an email where somebody's like looking at the positions where they are overnight, like this, like that. It's a completely different psychological profile. Causing psychological toxicity is inevitable unless you're winning like like 7, 8 out of 10 times and making more when you're right than when you lose. So I'll say that for all traders. Also, traders who like to hold like several positions at once. That's one of the biggest problems people say. Like I'm referring to Scott, just so we're clear. Trader I respect. Human being I respect. He's like a hedge fund manager, that dude. He's like a hedge fund manager straight up. He has like, yeah, Redler, love the dude. He has like 20, 30 positions. I don't Kelly's like, I don't know how he does it. And I have a ton of respect for Kelly. I don't know how he does it either. The market just takes you up or down. It's like you're jumping on a roller coaster and it'll take you up or down. And yeah, sure, he's hedged, market goes down, some of his positions will work. That wouldn't work if it went up and there's a hedge aspect. In my experience in my life running rooms for 14 years, trading for 22 years, 99.9999% of traders cannot do that effectively. The type of mental stamina and prowess you need to just maintain that sort of style is astronomical. So I'm not really sure, you know, how many positions Sammy would take or any other service from the swing perspective, but I would I would encourage you to at least understand the psychological risk in which you're getting into with any service. My life would be easier if you did join his service as opposed to mine. However, if scalping was your objective, I think you're in the best trading room on the planet. And I do overnights too. I just wouldn't consider this a swing trading room, even though I do give swing ideas and people have made really nice money before. And my swing ideas, they haven't all worked, in all fairness as well. All right. Scalping is less toxic than swing trading. Like, put it this way, on the psychological toxic spectrum, swing trading is at the top, and the more positions, the more toxic with swing trading, and scalping's on the polar opposite bottom. It's like North Pole and South Pole. And again, maybe you have the mind that can withstand that sort of psychological abuse, attacks, you know, aggressive initiatives, but I don't know that. Do you? And some people hold scalps longer than me. As Baxter is saying, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, but also grab the quick scalps. You have to do what you do best. Back to the original point. So I respect where you are. You can skip anything in Join My Room now. You could skip any service because I'm all inclusive. No other service on Wall Street will give you this. And I'm sure they're great services in their own way. T3 Live has amazing services. I'm sure Sammy's room is great. I'm sure Redler's room is great. I don't hang out in there, but I'm sure they're great. But I guarantee you they don't offer you these things at the level in which I'm offering them and for the price in which I'm offering them, which is once you do join the room, first one mentoring, $0. Second one psychology, $0. Third one strategies, $0. Fourth one community, $0. Yeah, you pay for the room, but you get everything. Everything, everything. I'm not sure exactly what they offer. Maybe they offer these things too. But as far as I know, no other room on Wall Street offers them. Not saying there's no value there, just saying they're not going to meet the level and value in which I am presenting you with, in which you need to have a trader. Also, I would like to know in any other room outside of T3, how many people are confident in their abilities in the entire room? What are the chances that an individual succeeds? What are the chances that somebody succeeds in the end in these services outside of T3? What do you think? You think anybody has the balls to do a live video and ask that question? They don't. That's why it doesn't happen. That's just me being real. And again, quite the opposite of putting anyone down. I'm lifting them up. I wish every other service on Wall Street offered exactly what I'm offering. It would make my job in life a lot easier. There's an honest answer for an honest question. All right, here we go. Hey, Mark. Hey, I was referred to you through a friend. Do you find it funny how many people are joining this room through friends? You want to talk about grassroots effect of this trading room? People are like, yo, you got to check this shit out over here. I was referred to you through a friend and I'm so happy to have been invited in to learn from you this week. I missed Monday morning, but I've been active during the rest of the week. I'm committed to learning your system and to become the best trader I can be. That 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 deserves a double. That deserves a double. I will basically be starting from zero, other than some years of depreciating stock holds. Just so we're clear, that's not starting from zero. That's starting from a negative point psychologically. I have to build you up, but that's okay. Most people are in those shoes. It just you wanted honesty. I wish you were at zero on a psychological basis. I'm so stoked to be here and look forward to learning. I'm encouraged by the community as well. Most important thing here is numero quattro. Thank you. You're welcome. I look forward to changing your life forever. Um, Real pleasure. And I look forward to serving you. All right. Here's an email. Mark, thank you for your efforts in the open house opportunity. Regarding the algo supports for support and resistance, like July 22nd, SPY 433, 47, 436, 48, how are you using this? Your support was within pennies accurate, which is incredible. All right. Just so we're speaking, I literally created the gold standard of the industry in trend lines. Basically, I'm using where the robots are identifying support and resistance, and I created a methodology based on 16 years of chart reading myself on how support and resistance lines work. T3 has it as a very inexpensive course. I think at one point, maybe it still is a number one course sold here. At one point, it was. It's extremely inexpensive. If you want to learn how to do it, take it. Is it needed for my room? No. But you're asking me, how do I use this? Exactly the way you think I would use it. So sometimes I'll wait for the level to get near or hit, and then I'll look for the next 1 minute breakout on a chart for a scalp long on support or a scalp short on resistance to break the next 1 minute low, and I'll scalp it like that. Some people use it literally, not me, but some people use it as swing trading. They'll just start opening up, like, for example, if there was a SPY. So you're saying my SPY, um, you're saying my SPY support yesterday was 433.47. Honestly, I didn't even know because honestly, while running an open house, I don't get to use it. So the level was, obviously very close. And ironically, I actually gave you the support line underneath there. There was a support line above it right here, as you can see on my chart right over here at 433.69. So there are two support lines here based on this spider support. And I actually gave you the lower one, but it actually hit the first support to the penny of 433.69. So that's kind of adorable. I'll look for the next 1 minute breakout if I want to scalp it. Some people swing off that level. If you swung off that level, you would have done a lot better. Like I said, there's a lot of traders here who do different things. I have to help you do what you do best. This might be what you do best. We'll have to find that out. So that's how I use it. How I do the trend lines. We literally have what we call algo support and algo class, algo trendline class. I don't know what it's called nowadays, but it's like an algo trendline class. I work mostly regular hours, but control my schedule. When I heard your room is full of folks making one trade early and calling it a day, I was attracted. Yeah, that's very common. It will be slow going, trying to catch up on training videos at night and weekends, but the opportunity is worth the time effort. Amen. Plus, I love breakfast burritos. Don't we all? Thanks for your answer on the algo question. You are very welcome, sir. I do look forward to serving you and answering your questions and helping you get to the level in which you need to become consistently profitable. Whoops. Whoops. All right. Uh, Whoops. I have to copy this. Next email. All right. Can you please cover the current market conditions, SPY Qs, and IWM at a high level? I find IWM divergence from Qs and SPYs puzzling. So you're asking me for basically the fundamental question of why IWM is diverging from the Qs and spiders. All right, so the spiders lifted today, the Qs lifted today, and I could clearly see the IWM diverging. Literally, the answer is the stocks in the Russell 2000 aren't performing as well as the stocks in the Nasdaq 100 or the S&P 500. That's your answer, without sounding obvious. Now, why? Why? You want me to speculate why that is? Because a lot of the smaller names have dropped. They started rising a bit recently, and you've actually seen a really sharp pop in the IWM. Earlier this Monday, it was 209.05. Yesterday, it was at 222.22, five twos. So it literally popped like $13.17 over 3 days. And what I've noticed is like a lot of the smaller crap names, a lot of them have gotten like decimated. And I'm not saying all of these are weighted in the Russell 2000, but I'm sure some of them are. So even if you look like at eyes, like one of the names like EYES, and again, I'm not sure which ones are part of the Russell. I'm just using random examples just to sort of give you context. You see like this stock, despite the market near all-time highs, is getting beaten up, and this Summit Wireless, even popping today, isn't really doing as well as it was before. So a lot of these smaller names started popping recently as well, coinciding a little with the IWM. I wouldn't read too far into it. I think, I don't want you to read too far into the issue. I don't want you to start thinking like, okay, well, why is that? Why is the market going up? Why is this going up? Why is this going down? Outside of like news flow and an individual name, I mean, you're using a broad index terminology. I don't think you're going to find a lot of value in your own question. Not in terms of that you're asking a good question, but I don't think your question is going to be easily translated into a consistent strategy in which you can make money with. So, like for example, if you're thinking, oh, the IWM is going to catch up with the Qs and spiders, or if the Qs and spiders go down, so do I buy IWM? Do I buy IWM, which is a lot more beaten up than the Qs, and short the Qs and go long the IWM. And that's not really the way I think or trade, but it's a good question, and it's a good question. I don't think there's going to be a lot of value derived from you. I guess what I'm saying is you're barking up the wrong tree. Because I used to do the same thing as you, and I learned through losing money and through not finding any consistency that I was barking up the wrong tree. I guess is the smartest way I could say that. But good email, and thanks for sharing that. Next email. I just wanted to say thank you for how you have helped me in the most unexpected of ways. Of course, I'm in your room every day and take trades as I can. My job is demanding, and as you know, but the help you have given me goes far beyond trading. For years, I followed your numerous tips and advice to live my best life in ways I can control, like using the Philip Stein bracelet, turning my phone to airplane mode at night, being mindful. So just so we're clear, like some of you might be saying, like, what? So what happens is when your phone, for example, is normal, what happens is it draws in frequencies. That's how when somebody texts you, you just immediately get it. Because what happens with these cell phones is they're constantly saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's literally constantly projecting an EMF signal. So kind of funny, I actually have an EMF blocker on the back of my phone right here. Very important thing to have. Should probably talk more about this in the future, but if you put your phone in airplane mode, it'll stop saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and it won't try to draw in those electromagnetic frequencies or EMFs into your phone. Now, what's the point of that? Mark, phones are on all the time. People have phones around me. I'm alive. I'm well. Sure, but when you sleep at night, most people don't know is that your brain can shrink up to 50%. Type in 55 if you did not know that when you sleep at night, your brain shrinks. It gets smaller. It could it could shrink in some people different numbers. It shrinks up to 50%. How many people didn't know that? Your actual brain every day, well, every night when you sleep. Now, what happens is if you have these EMFs going, your brain doesn't shrink as much. Your brain remains larger through the night. And that's not a good thing because what happens is when you breathe air, especially in the armpit of America like New Jersey or New York or any other of these polluted metropolises, you're breathing in all this shit, aluminum, poisons, toxins, and they all get stuck in your brain, which disrupt your neurological connections, which make you trade worse and are extremely less healthy. So what happens is your brain literally contracts itself like a sponge to literally squeeze out all those toxins, release them in your bloodstream. And then you know what happens when you wake up in the morning? How many people have to take like the sickest number one of their life when they wake up in the morning? It's like literally, like some of you could be like over the toilet, like, Shh, damn, I've been peeing for like half an hour already. It like doesn't end. Like, um, it does, Stevie. It does. Anyway, and you're in real danger if it doesn't. But this is your brain's way of detoxing. This is your brain's way of detoxing. I'll go and you could look up I'll do another episode later about the science. No, I do not mean the synapses. I mean your brain. I mean your whole entire brain. I'm not sure about your brain stem. I'm not sure about the stem that goes down. But anyway, point being, your brain completely detoxes. So when you have electromagnetic frequencies near you, for example, if you have your phone near your bed, which a lot of people do, you keep your phone near your bed, it actually prevents the full detoxing of your brain, and you get a poorer REM cycle. The Philip Stein bracelets have been, there were studies showing that the Philip Stein bracelets, sleep bracelets, help your sleep. There's full studies about it. I don't want to go into the whole science about it. You could read up on it online. And there's also science behind, I believe there's also a report on the balance bracelet, and you could read it and see exactly what it does. Also, all right, so the next thing, so I got totally thrown off there. I got totally thrown off there. And I followed your numerous tips and advice to live my life in ways I can control, like the Phillips. Sorry, I went off like off track there. I'll continue the email. My apologies. Like using the Phillips Stein bracelets, turning my phone into airplane mode at night, being mindful of what garbage I may be consuming. I talked so much about diet, both physically and mentally. Amen. And being able to take a loss with grace in any area of life and move on with confidence that some things you just can't control. All you can do is what you can do. Amen. But I never imagined how impactful these things could be. Honestly, they felt more like preventative practices than anything else until I was diagnosed with cancer for the second time a few months back. While still a scary thing to hear, I had a sense of calm that I didn't think I'd have. I found myself saying, just do what you can and move on to the next trade. Wait, what? I literally said trade in my head, and I knew it was your words subconsciously coming forward when I needed it. Not in the market, not in a trade, but as a first response reaction to one of the hardest things a person can hear. Not only that, but the doctor's suggestions to reduce symptoms, strengthen my body, keep my mind strong were exactly what you had been telling me all along. You had prepared me for a situation I had zero expectations of experiencing. For this and so much more, I thank you, my friend. All the best. Person who wrote it. Um, Thank you. That was one of the most beautiful emails I've ever received. And really, thank you. And thank you for sharing that. It's incredible and just a really powerful email. Like sometimes you read these things and it just suddenly tag you. So excuse me, I try not to get emotional, but when you give your heart and soul behind these people and they're right there with you, sometimes it hits you in a very strong way. So thank you for writing me the beautiful email. People like you give everything I do and everything I say and all the countless hours that I put into this work and put into this job to bring people to that next level. You give all of that meaning. That's the rewarding part of this job. Not the money, not even close. It's not even 1% of it. It's things like that. It's emails like that 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 compare. It's emails like that that make everything. That's why I do what I do. For emails like that. For emails like that. It sounds crazy. Might sound cliche. I don't know what it sounds like to somebody watching on the other end. But if you knew the countless hours, years and 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 years of dedication, that's thank you. It's funny because you're thanking me, but it should be me who's also thanking you because you gave me an opportunity to do something good to help other people. Um, in my religion, they call it a mitzvah when you're able to do something to help someone else with selflessness without trying to do something for your immediate direct benefit. And it's people like you who gave me that opportunity to um, do this. And it's emails like that that I'll take with me for the rest of my life to my grave. It's emails like that. So thank you, really. Right? Sometimes at a loss for words. Yeah, I know, Ken. It's crazy job, crazy job. But when you try to change people's life and do better for other people, thanks. Thank you. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat.